Okay, boys and girls, we are going to create a collage that uses at least 4 different types of emphasis that we took notes on just now. So when I say a collage, what I mean is cutting papers and gluing papers. No drawing, no painting, just cutting and gluing. That's a collage. So I'm going to use my notes today and I'm going to pick 4 or more of these different types of emphasis to show in my picture somewhere. So I'm starting with a big black sheet of paper, and I'm going to think about 4 areas of space need to show one object that is emphasized, okay? So looking at my paper so far right now, looking at this area right here, the first type of emphasis I chose, if you can guess, is color. So I'm emphasizing the green triangle because it is different from the orange triangle. So that's one point of emphasis in my picture. Second, in this area right here, I am trying to show a different type of emphasis, and that is size. So I'm using 3 big flowers and 1 small flower, and so this small flower is emphasized because it is different from the rest. Okay, down here I have some shapes that look like city buildings, so I'm using detail for this one. I've made 3 buildings that are not detailed and 1 that is detailed with these tiny little windows, and so this building is emphasized. I look here first because it's different from the rest. Okay, I need at least 1 more type of emphasis somewhere in an open spot in my picture, so I think I'll make my last bit of emphasis right here, and I'm going to show you how I create that. So first of all, I need to figure out what is my 4th type of emphasis that I want to use. I've used color, I've used size, I've used details, so maybe I'll use shape. So I need to create an area of emphasis that uses shape. So at your table you have a ton of paper scraps that look like this in your bins. So you can use any of these colors to create your shapes. So if I want to create shape emphasis right here, maybe I will make a bunch of little tiny, a bunch of little tiny orange squares. So I'm just going to take my pencil and draw those out. So I'm going to have lots of orange squares and then 1 shape that stands out from the rest. That is a different shape than a square. So I'm going to start to cut these out. Remember, your whole work of art today is a collage. No drawing or painting is going to go into your final work. Just cut papers and glue them down. So I'm going to start cutting out these squares. Okay, so I have lots of squares that are about the same size here. I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, so I think I'll place down my squares and arrange my squares here in one area. So we have a ton of squares, very similar to each other. Now we need 1 more shape that is different from the rest. So I think I will take my pink paper, and I think I'm going to make a big heart. So I'm going to sketch that out with my pencil and start to cut out this heart. And once I place this heart in the middle of those orange squares, it should be emphasized because it's different from the rest. So I think I'll place it right here in the middle there, okay? So that's my last point of emphasis. I'm using shape. A heart is a different shape than the squares. So I'm also going to use my glue bottle today to glue down my shapes, not my glue stick, because we need really powerful glue for these strong pieces of construction paper. So I'm going to keep gluing down those squares. And once I've glued all my squares, I think I have finished my picture. So let's look at it all together. I have 4 areas of emphasis: shape, size, detail, and color. Now if I have time left, I can do more areas of emphasis. I can maybe fill up 1 here and 1 here, but we have to do at least 4 areas of emphasis for our collage today, okay? So use your notes, use your scrap papers, use your pencil to draw on your scrap papers to draw out those shapes, and then start cutting and gluing.